Christina Unali was a 35-year-old Korean-American woman who was stabbed to death in her New York City apartment after a man followed her home. Since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, nearly 2/3 of anti-Asian hate victims have been women. This probably wasn't the intro you were expecting when you clicked on this video, a video about me talking about TikTokers that I'm currently loving. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, not only because another Asian American woman has fallen victim to needless violence, but I'm bringing this up because in this video, many of the TikTokers that I'm going to present to you today are Asian American women, and several of them are Korean American women, just as Christina was. And I feel that it is my responsibility as somebody with this platform and as somebody who is about to talk about the ways in which I benefit from the content that these Asian American women put out onto the internet. I felt that I needed to do something, that I needed to use my platform to do something more impactful than just here are the TikTokers I'm watching right now, here are the TikTokers I love. It's for this reason that within this video and also in the description of this video, I will be providing a link where you can find anti-Asian violence resources. This is a link that I found on Instagram through the Angry Asian Feminist Instagram account. That Instagram account will also be linked. I will also be linking the NextShark Instagram account, which talks a lot about news surrounding the Asian American community, so that you can use these resources to stay informed. But if you go to the resource link, you will see that there are many resources, not only where you can educate yourself about anti-Asian hate, but also organizations that you can donate to support the Asian community during these times. While I understand completely that not everybody may have the means to donate, if you could take a few minutes out of your day to go through the education resources, to educate yourself, to take a few moments to spread awareness, but on that front, if you are going to repost or reshare anything that pertains to Christina's death, please include trigger warnings, content warnings, so that we can be mindful of and help to protect and look out for the mental health of the Asian American people in our lives, and also just any Asian American people who may see what you are reposting. Once again, please take a few moments to check out the anti-Asian violence card, the resource card that you'll see in this video. That will be linked in the description. And once again, I know this is not the typical intro that I do, but I hope that you stuck through and watched the whole thing, because again, I feel that it would just be really irresponsible and just disrespectful for me to showcase these Asian American creators that I love, who make content that I love, and then neglect to talk about an issue that is so relevant to them. And yeah. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jaime here. I apologize for the kind of heavy intro that you saw, but I also don't apologize because it needed to be said. But anyway, in today's video, as I mentioned in a Fangirl Fridays from 2 weeks ago, I think it was at this point, I was going to be making a follow-up video to that video to highlight more TikTokers that I love, because these are all TikTokers who were supposed to be mentioned in that first video, but I ran out of time with filming and I didn't get a chance to talk about them. But I still wanted to talk about them because these are still creators that I really, really love and I want you guys to check out. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the rest of the video. If you've been keeping up with this channel, you probably already know who this first person is that I'm going to mention, because out of everybody on this list, it's the only person I've met. But yes, I don't know why I'm stalling so much, but I'm gonna be talking about the Korean vegan, aka Joanne Molinaro. She is my absolute 100% favorite person on TikTok. I love everything she does. I love all the content that she puts out. Every single one of her stories that she tells and puts out online, like, has touched me. A lot of them have made me cry, but she just has such an excellent way with words and how she conveys her messages. Like, I believe she's mentioned before in her videos that she was that she studied English literature in college, and I feel like watching her videos, it makes a lot of sense of just like of just the way she kind of like is able to convey her stories in a way that's so clear and so compelling, and also oftentimes very heart-wrenching. The next person I'm going to be talking about is Cafe Maddie. So I follow Maddie both on TikTok and YouTube. I also follow her on Instagram. I follow her on like everything, but like my favorite place to watch her content is on YouTube. She actually recently started doing the Cafe Maddie podcast on YouTube. The most recent episode came out, but I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch that after I put this video up. What I really enjoy about Maddie's videos, because similarly to the Korean vegan Joanne, her videos are of her preparing Korean food. Some of my favorite videos of Maddie's are the ones where she talks about the history of the particular Korean dish that she's preparing, whether it's budae-jjigae or dakguk. I hope I'm pronouncing, I think I didn't totally butcher that, but just various Korean dishes, and I really enjoy learning about the history of them, so I really enjoy it when when she goes into a little bit more depth about that. Sorry about that, guys. My roommate just came in to get something, so I mean, you guys can't tell because it's already the next part of the video, but the camera changed a little bit, so maybe you noticed, maybe you wouldn't have noticed anything even if I hadn't said anything. But anyway, the next person I'm gonna be talking about is Meribian. Meribian, she's another food TikToker, which if you've probably guessed at this point that I'm going to be primarily talking about food TikTokers. Trust me, not everybody on this list is a food TikToker, but I primarily find myself on food TikTok. That's why the majority of the people in this video that I'm talking about are food TikTokers. Anyway, so Meribian is probably most well known for her copycat remake recipes, where she remakes recipes from popular fast food chains like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Panda Express, you name it, she's probably done it. And I really love some of my personal favorite recipes that she's done that I am like absolutely dying to try out. One, just any of her potato recipes, because this girl right here loves potatoes. I love a good potato. So I will, regardless of form, probably try anything potato related. But I also really love, because if I haven't mentioned it enough, my birthday is on Valentine's Day. Well, it was on Valentine's Day, it's already passed, but like, you know. And I love the Valentine's Day recipes she came out with this year, but my favorite one that she's done, because I love churros, were heart churros for Valentine's Day last year. And even though I've yet to actually try out any of these recipes, that's probably like the first one that I want to try, is the heart churros, because it combines like two of my favorite things: Valentine's Day, which is my birthday, and churros, which is like one of my favorite things to eat. And speaking of which, I haven't had a churro in a while, which makes me sad. But I really love her recipes. I think they're really good. I also, she also is on YouTube. She's both on TikTok and YouTube, but she posts more on TikTok if you're curious. Sorry, I kind of hate, I don't know what changed about my ponytail that makes me hate it now, but anyway, it's fine. We're not here to talk about my hair, although my hair is doing weird things. Next person that we're going to talk about is Aubrey's Cakery Bakery. So Aubrey, I believe she's like around the same age as I am. As her username might entail, she's a baker, and oh my gosh, guys, her cakes always look so beautiful. I could watch her decorate all day. Her cakes always look amazing, and I have no talent when it comes to cooking or baking whatsoever. But I love watching her making her cakes and pretending like I know, like I know how to bake. But I love, she always like, I always love it when she uses like all like the little different like decorating pieces for her cakes, because they always just look so pretty. If she wasn't in California, I would totally like order. And she doesn't just do cakes, she also does cupcakes. But if she wasn't on the other side of the country, I would totally order from her, like for sure. Like I would definitely want her to do like the cupcakes and cake for my birthday. No offense to like, because my mom usually makes cupcakes for my birthday. No offense to my mom, but Aubrey's always look so good. I love the colors, always look great. The themes she always does with them also always look fantastic. You gotta check her out. Like you gotta check, like I feel like I'm not doing it justice of like the incredible cakes she makes. Like you've gotta see them for yourself. Definitely check her out. Okay, so next we're gonna talk about Tiff Foods. Her bento box videos are super satisfying. I really like to watch them. They always look really nice, the way she kind of like assembles them. I don't really know, like, because I've never made a bento box for myself or for anyone, so I don't really know like the rhyme or reason of like how you kind of distribute things like throughout the bento box, but they always look good. Like hers always look amazing. I remember one of my best friends growing up, she used to bring her lunch in a bento box to school. But yeah, so I just really like to watch people like prepare the bento boxes, but I really like hers in particular. They're very satisfying to me. Okay, next we're gonna be talking about It's Chloe H. I love Chloe's account. I think it's so, I love all the videos she does. My favorite thing that she puts out is her Foods from Film series that she does, where, as the name might suggest, she takes foods from various films and she recreates them in real life, and they always look like literally identical to the ones in the film, which is just shows how like talented she is. But yeah, so I really love that series, but I also just really love like learning about, because she's Taiwanese, so she shares a lot of like Taiwanese food on her account, but she's also shared various like Japanese recipes and Korean recipes, and just her like talking about like the cultural significance of like those foods is just really interesting to learn about. You might be able to tell from like the kind of, I feel like there's a pattern that being seen here with in terms of like who I follow on TikTok, but I'm really interested in like learning about like the history of like and the cultural significance of like certain dishes in cultures. It's just something that I'm really fascinated by. And also she has a really nice voice. I don't know if that's weird to say. I'm sorry if I sound like a total creeper by saying that, but she has a really like nice and like pleasant voice. And yeah, I really love like everything she puts out on her account. Okay, next we're gonna talk about Alice Cisan. Alice, she does a lot of, she's recently kind of like transitioned into providing more recipes because Alice is Chinese. So she's kind of transitioned lately into putting out more like recipes that have to do kind of like with Chinese medicine, which I think is really cool. Again, I really love learning about all this stuff. And also, I feel like I'm gonna need to try some of these because I get really bad periods, and a lot of these foods, these recipes that like have to do with like Chinese medicine, are like supposed to help you with like bad like period cramps and stuff, and I get terrible periods. I'm on my period right now, and it's not been that great. I mean, I'm feeling okay right now, but like my periods are always really bad. Sorry if that's TMI, but also like I'm an adult. I can talk to you about my periods. I'm sorry if you're not an adult, but like I feel like even if you're not an adult, like we should all just be aware of periods. But anyway, so I feel like I'm gonna have to try some of those because again, I get really bad periods. But I also just love to hear her talk about again, just like the specific like Chinese ingredients that have been used for medicine for like thousands of years, which I just think it's so interesting. It's so cool. You gotta check her out. Okay, and so the last person we're gonna be talking about who's a food TikToker. This isn't the last person in the video, but the last food TikToker is Doobie Doobop, or Tina. Her actual name is Tina, but her username on TikTok and YouTube and whatnot is Doobie Doobop. So I first like fell in love with Tina's videos because she does a lot of like, so I'm really not into ASMR in general. Like I really don't, it makes me, I particularly like do not care for the ASMR that's like when it's like somebody whispering, because I hate it. I hate the feeling of somebody whispering in my ear. It makes me really uncomfortable. But I really like ASMR when it comes to like people preparing food. I just think it's really satisfying, and so that's a lot of like what Tina does. But she also, so she's definitely like started making like a lot more content on YouTube. She's kind of like shifted her focus more to YouTube. Like she still does stuff on TikTok, but she's kind of shifted a little bit more towards YouTube. And so she does like food vlogs. She did this one video where it was like she was like talking with her mom, that was like, and like giving advice. That was a really good video. I really like that one in particular. But yeah, so she's kind of like she's changing it up, and like I'm really here for it, because she's really funny. I think she's really funny. But that might just be because we both have like the humor of like 12-year-old boys. So I don't know, but I really do think that you'll like her. She's really cool. Okay, so the next 3 TikTokers I'm gonna be talking about, which are the last TikTokers in this video, they're all fashion TikTokers. I mentioned this briefly in my video that I did about like how I use Pinterest to kind of like dress my characters from the stories I write. But I have like zero fashion sense. I mean, like my outfit right now actually does not look that terrible. I actually kind of really like my outfit right now. But generally I have like no fashion sense. Oh, hello, Overcast. Hello. Did you guys just see that just now, of how the lighting just changed? Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. I have like zero fashion sense. So when it came to like dressing my characters, I'm just like, I don't fucking know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I don't know anything about fashion. So that's actually, I actually turned to TikTok, because I knew that like people were like making like fashion videos on TikTok. So I was like, oh, maybe I can get like inspiration. And then I fell in love with several fashion TikTokers and I was hooked. Although again, like these are like the main 3 that I kind of like follow most consistently. I do follow a lot more people on fashion TikTok, and you can find a lot of them in that video that I did. Sorry, shameless plug. But in the video I did, that was how I use Pinterest to dress my characters. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling and let's get into the fashion TikTokers. Okay, so the first fashion TikToker, oh my god, words, that I'm gonna be talking about is Nava Rose. I believe it's the Nava Rose on TikTok. She's also on YouTube, which I think is just Nava Rose. But yeah, oh my gosh. Nava style is like what I wish my closet looked like. It doesn't, but I wish that's what it looked like. Like, her 2 main like colors or like aesthetics are like pink and black, and that's what I want my closet to look like. And also just her outfits are always, they're always like super out there and extra, and I mean like that in a very good way. Like they're always like super over the top, but they're so cool and they always look amazing. She looks amazing in literally everything she wears. Also something I love that she does from time to time is when she dresses like certain characters, be it from like anime or like cartoons or like whatever. Like I love it when she kind of does like almost like, I guess, like little cosplays. Like they look really, really good. And again, she literally looks good in everything. If she put on a trash bag, she would look good. Okay, so the next fashion TikToker that I want to talk about is Tanya. I believe her username has 2 T's and 3 A's, but it'll be here somewhere on the screen anyway, so like you'll be able to see it for yourself, and she'll be down below in the description. I really, really love Tanya's videos because even though, so her style is very much like nothing I would ever actually wear, to be like completely honest with you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like her outfits always look incredible, but it's very like much not my style. But the reason why I love her videos is because a lot of times in her videos she does like little pep talks about being like, you should just be able to like wear whatever you want. And she makes me feel like I can just wear like anything and like not feel bad about it, because I've always kind of felt a little timid when it comes to clothes in the first place. But I really I very much appreciate the little pep talk she's given, just being like, even if people like give you weird looks, like fuck them, like who gives a shit, like life is so short, just wear whatever the fuck you want. And I really admire that, and she's really cool. And again, even though her outfits are things that I would never actually wear, they look amazing. Like honestly, she's wearing art. Like she's just wearing art. Like you've got to see them. Like she always looks incredible. Okay, so the last TikToker we're gonna talk about, the last fashion TikToker and the last TikToker of this video, is Lara Adkins. She recently also just started vlogging on YouTube, and I've been very much enjoying her YouTube vlogs. So she's on TikTok, and she does a lot of fashion videos. Jaime, this is the fashion TikTok section. But she does a lot of videos, kind of similarly to Nava, in the sense that like she like will do like outfits styled after like characters from like movies or TV shows, but she also just like does like general like style videos, and I really love her sense of style because it's very colorful and vibrant, and again, like, she just kind of like wears whatever she wants, and I just think it's really cool. This is like not fashion related, but I really love the videos that she does, because she has I believe her sister's older than her. I forgot already. So I believe it's her older sister that she's done with her. It's a TikTok sound where it's like "Are you new here?" The video she's done with her sister using that sound have made me laugh way more than they should have. But I think that they're really funny. So I really like those, even though those are not like fashion related. But going back to her fashion videos again, I think I love like all the colors that she wears, And even though her style is not exactly, again, like things that I would typically go for, but then again, my style is kind of boring, not gonna lie. I just kind of wear whatever. But I all her outfits always look really good. Like, I know I keep saying in each of these because I'm like, they look so incredible, but they do. They all look, all of these fashion TikTokers just look amazing. And like, I love their videos. Okay, so that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, thank you if you watched the intro of this video. Again, I know it's not usually something that I do, but I felt it necessary to try to use my platform for something good. And yeah, and so please check out not only the TikTokers that I've presented to you today in this video, but also the anti-Asian violence resources that are in the description of this video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.